I'm in Mallorca with Princess Motor Yacht Sales, who have this wonderful Princess V57 for sale. They've invited me down to take a look, so we're going to do the full aquaholic tour of this one. Deck areas, cabin, engine room, the lot. And we're going to start right at the back where we step on board. There's a couple of things worth mentioning here. First is a high-load platform, you expect that. But because this is a V boat, so it's majors on style and performance, it has things like the big sun pad on the back, and inside there's a huge garage, and that will take a Williams jet tender. And what that means is, firstly, you can get that completely out of the way, of course, but also it means you can carry a jet ski as well on the back if you want to. So it's great for toys. We're going to board via this passerelle, and this is what they call a letterbox passerelle, so it retracts hydraulically into that little section that looks like a letterbox. So this completely folds away, or extends as we have it now with this handrail, so that you can step on board and access the boat. There's a fantastic sun pad on the back of the boat. This of course is on top of that garage, and what's nice is this one's got the extending sunshade, so if you want a bit of shade on here as we've got at the moment, you can have it, or you can touch a button, this whole thing rolls in, and that means that you've got full sunshine on the back of the boat. And ahead of that is this lovely little seating area around the table. Great place to tuck yourself away, nice and sheltered by the sides, wonderful for a meal or having a drink of an evening. And this is catered for directly by this bar area, and inside here there is a barbecue and a sink, and you've also got a fridge, so it's a top loading fridge there to keep your beers in, and underneath of course plenty of storage. Now, connecting this with the saloon are these sliding doors. You can in fact slide this one back even further, so if you want to have this completely open you can do, and it links beautifully, or you can have it as you have it now, which just divides it quite nicely. So let's step on in and the tour will continue. I love this table, the way they've done this base, so it's height adjustable. You can drop that down or raise it up for dining, and of course it then folds open to give you more space, or you can have it as it is now for a nice little cocktail table. And opposite that is this sideboard, and in here then you've got things like your bar, so your glasses are in here, there's a place for bottles underneath, same on this side. And up ahead of that is a little ice maker underneath the helm. And one thing I really like about this boat is the wood finish, because they've gone for the light oak in here. So all this is this lovely light finish, and it's a satin finish. So it's not the glossy wood that you get like it's got on the top, which contrasts nicely with it. It's just a nice subtle finish. And overhead, you've probably spotted it already, there's this massive opening roof section. So with that open and the door slid all the way back, it really connects these whole areas all the way through. And this slide's closed at the touch of the proverbial button, but it's got 3 big glass windows in it, so you still get plenty of light in here. Up at the helm, you've got an opening electric window, you've got these 2 lovely helm seats, chart plotter and radar. You can see where we are here, we're actually in Port Adriano. And she's also got bow and stern thrusters, which makes life a lot easier when you're manoeuvring, because if you're alongside a berth you can just push those sideways and it takes the whole boat sideways. Engine instrumentation of course, and then engine controls, trim tabs and so on. And this is great because sat here you're nice and high, you've got a terrific view out, but actually with the roof open, if you want to, you can stand up and you can look directly out across the front of the boat. It's great when you're manoeuvring. Now we'll head on down to the lower deck, and down here it's been laid out with this lovely little dinette. It's directly opposite the galley, and that's a wonderful place to tuck yourself away, perhaps in the evening after you've been out swimming and things, and you've had showers and you just want to sit in your dressing gowns, you don't want to be on show. This is a lovely little area, and of course for dining as well, because it's catered for by the galley over on this side. Now this of course is all electric cooking. There's a fridge in here, loads of storage as you'd expect, and there's even a little dishwasher, which if we open it will sing us the song of its people. That little fella there stops it sliding up when you're out at sea. Drawers in here of course, cutlery and so forth. She's all air conditioned in here. You can see the controls for it here, there's various controls throughout the boat, and if we head forward we will find the VIP guest cabin. Now this has got scissor beds, so these 2 beds, they're together as a double, but you can split them at this end. They slide open, the head stays together. That gives you 2 singles, so if you've got kids using it, that's a massively useful feature. storage underneath all the way around here. You've got the AV system, so your Fusion stereo is there, and that links up to your TV. And on the other side there's a massive wardrobe in behind here. Hello me. So ensuite, of course, typical Princess. I love this flooring. In fact, I love the way the whole thing is finished. Look at this lovely Perrin and Rowe basin. That's brilliant. And you'll notice there's another door in here, so this one can be accessed directly from the lobby area outside, and that means, of course, that during the day it's a day ahead, so people can come downstairs, go in there, they don't need to come in traipse through this cabin. But it also means that at night this can be used by cabin number 3, which we find tucked away over on this side. So this has got bunks in. They're full-size adult bunks. Love these little steps that they put in. Again, wardrobe in here, so space for people to put their gear. And actually, there's a nice bit of headroom in here as you come in. This cabin works really well. And as I say, full-size berth, so no problem to put adults in here. But great for kids, of course. They love this sort of thing. Own separate air conditioning controls, light switch. Okay, but at the back of this area is the master cabin. And this is classic Princess. Full beam of the boat. Beautifully appointed, really nice. I love the way they put the wood up above the headboard at the back of the cabin. That looks really classy. In here, well, of course, you've got wardrobe, really good size, and this is all storage all the way along here, and a lovely little settee. If you want to tuck yourself away, you can do, and even a neat little dressing table, which is directly underneath the TV for this cabin. And this, as you would expect, has got its own ensuite. So this is just for the owner to use, or whoever's using this cabin. Separate shower stall, of course, and again these beautiful basins and faucets. Looks really good. Okay, that I think pretty much covers the interior. Let's go and have a look around the decks, and we'll also take a look in the engine room. And I think there's a crew cabin on this one as well, so we'll see if we can find that too. So we'll head back outside, and the easiest way around the decks, this here incidentally is so you can put a life raft in there where it can be really easily got to. And these are controls for that passerelle, so in and out and up and down. You can adjust the angle of it. The garage door is that one, and that's the high-low bathing platform. Okay, we'll head on round. Typical Princess, decent side decks. Lovely rail to grab hold of as you head forward, and you can see that sliding roof from the top here. And up in the front, sunbeds, so plenty of area to lie out on this boat. And we'll head right on up. You've got your deck gear here, your anchor winch and so on, and these are big lockers for things like access to your anchor chain. Isn't that a sleek looking boat? Beautiful. Okay, this incidentally, this is above the bed in that forward VIP cabin, so plenty of ventilation, plenty of light if you draw the blind back, and of course another way out of the boat if ever it was needed. Okay, let's go and check out some engineering spaces. But in fact, first we will take a look at the crew cabin, which I think we will find in here. So this really is for occasional use. If you're looking for permanent full-time crew, this probably isn't the boat for you, but it does mean that if you've got an occasional skipper, perhaps on a long trip for a couple of days, this is a separate area where somebody can bunk down. Also, of course, brilliant for kids, and there's a washing machine in here as well, so that's quite a useful feature. And if you're not using it as a crew cabin, it's a great storage area. Okay, so the final bit to talk about is the engines, and we will find those under the floor. Let's lift this fella up. I'll pop my shoes back on for this bit. Okay, down we go. You can tell a clean boat when this channel here is clean, because people never normally bother to clean in areas like that. So In here we find ourselves a pair of Volvo Penta D13-900 engines, which, as you would expect, equates to 900 horsepower each, so 1800 horsepower punching this boat along. And that's giving a top speed, I'm guessing a little bit, but I think it should be good for somewhere up towards 40 knots, and cruising of course therefore at 30-35 knots, so that's a properly fast cruising boat. When you're at 20 knots you've probably got a range, I'm guessing again a little bit, but I would expect about 300 miles. Drop that speed right back to displacement speeds, where you would extend that then probably to 700-800 miles. These are the fuel tanks outboard, and all this silver stuff, you often find this on Princesses, is sound deadening, so it makes for a very refined experience. And again, typical Princess in the way they've racked out all these air conditioning units where they can be easily got at. Fuel filters can be easily got at. This is a changeover system, so if you had that filter clog up when you're out at sea, you can just switch across, run on the clean filter while you sort that one out without stopping the engine. And then at the back we can see that this is a conventional shaft drive, so your gearbox is on the back of the engines, and then you can see the shaft just disappearing down underneath there, props on the end, rudders behind that, a dead simple reliable system. And that little door there takes us back to an engineering space. You can see how this drops away. That's the front of the garage for the jet rig. Cool. Okay, let's back up here again, and we'll tuck ourselves back inside to say, in classic Aquaholic fashion, that is about that. I think it's a really great boat. It's a superb family boat, a great fun boat. It's got the performance, it's got the range, and it's got loads of room for toys lying out, enjoying the boat generally, and of course good accommodation when it comes to night time. Like it very much. Hope you enjoyed that tour. If you have, do give the thumbs up a quick click, and if you subscribe, we've got loads more coming, so do hit that little bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.